ニプレックスエグゼ。アトリ、マイディアモーメンツ。
Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of ATRI, My Dear Moments on PC.
続きからですね。小さしますから、それだけはご勘弁を。不べ、ナツくんの本気の怒りを見た。怖い。あわわ、ひどい目に遭いました。
A teary-eyed ATRI starts to clear up the scattered debris. At least she knows how to clean. Her head whacks into a shelf and a rain of books comes tumbling down on top of her. I take it back, she's not even good at for cleaning.
大丈夫？アトリちゃん。私の頭蓋骨はカーボンファイバー製ですので、この程度へっちゃらです。
Were you really built to be a maid?
当たり前じゃないですか。私を何だと思ってます？ふんふんふんふん。今日の夕飯は任せてくださいですよ。
Where did that confidence go? I can't believe I actually got my hopes up for a nice dinner. ATRI falls to the floor, clutching at her heart. Her earlier culinary handiwork wasn't really what I'd call dinner. It could hardly even be described as food. In fact, if you found it in a factory's waste chute, the place would get shut down.
面目次第もございません。侍なら切腹者ですよね。どうして侍で例えたの？今から話すことは他言無用でお願いしますね。漏らせばお二人の命の危険ですから。実は私、王国が秘密裏に製造した戦闘ロボットなんです。そうなの
ATRI nods, her expressions solemn.
破壊工作を行うためにこの国へ来ました。ですが任務を果たす前に戦争が終結し、私は母国と存在意義そのものを失いました。
ATRI brushes away a tear, or at least she would if she was actually crying. Humanoids don't even have the ability to cry, except for the purposes of cleaning their optical receptors.
一人ぼっちになった私を拾ってくださったのがマスターでした。マスターは私に名を与え、新しい役割を与えてくれました。それが家事手伝いだったんです。ですが戦闘ロボの私にはパワーの制御が難しく、家事はこの通りマスターにもよく叱られました。アトリちゃん。
Huh, I didn't know it was possible for humans to lie.
高性能ですから。えへん。あ、嘘だったの？
I didn't expect you to confess that quickly.
あまりにも家事が苦手すぎて、実は私戦闘ロボなんだと思っていないとやりきれないと言いますか、何と言いますか、うっすらと覚えているんです。昔マスターにもよく叱られたなって。でもあながち嘘とも言い切れません。1、私はロボットである。2、私は家事ができない。この2つの普遍的事実から演疫的に導き出した論理的帰結なので、
Wow, she's so high performance that she can even lie to herself. Shame she's not high performance enough to know you generally have to crack an egg before trying to fry it. I guess I'm going without dinner thanks to you. One thing this killer robot has succeeded in is destroying my food stocks.
ごめんなさいです。猛省します。だから海に返すのだけは許してくださいです。お、それなら心配ご無用だよ。
Minamo timidly holds out her bag.
お母さんに手伝ってもらってお弁当をね作ってみたの。
Oh.
やっぱり惹かれてる。
Is it really okay for us to have them?
いいよ。今日お勉強見てもらったし、お母さんも夏くん一人暮らしで生活大変だろうって。
I grasp Minamo's hand with desperate intensity. Thank you. Thank you so much. You saved my life.
よかった。握ってもらっちゃった。食料を外部から持参する女。検索中。出ました。通い妻。
Atari points at Minamo.
やだなアトリちゃん。私そんないいものじゃないよ。そして法的な婚姻関係になく家にいる私は内縁の妻。アトリちゃんも？
You're no such thing.
違いましたか。学習しました。違うんだ。
Can I eat this already? I'm starving.
どうぞ召し上がれ。アトリちゃんもよかったらどうぞ。
She's a robot. She doesn't need to eat.
ではいただきます。もんがもんが。デリシャス。
Why are you eating?
家事ロボットの機能として食事をすることも可能なのです。
Why would a robot need that? You said you didn't need to eat, didn't you? You don't get any nutrition from it.
食べなくても全然平気です。だからこれはただ食べるだけです。
So she can eat the food but not actually do anything with it. Geez, you must have been built in a pretty decadent age if you're able to go around wasting food for no reason. What even happens to the stuff you eat?
食事時にする話題ではないかと。出すんだ。
How have I ended up saddled with this hunk of junk?
リュウちゃんのことごめんね。
After dinner, Minamo starts sheepishly apologizing. Why are you saying sorry for him?
リュウちゃん口が悪いから誤解されちゃうんだけど本当はいい人なんだよ。
I don't really care. And he has a point, I guess. The subjects I studied at the academy were on a whole different level to what you'd learn at regular school. They wanted to create scholars who could contribute to saving the world. It's a place where you devote yourself to a higher purpose and pour everything into your research. Or at least that's what I thought for my first year there. In reality, the place was rife with factionalism and authoritarian ideologues looking down on everyone outside of the school, and anyone who couldn't perform to their standards. Not everyone was like that, but you know what they say, one bad apple spoils the barrel. I flunked out of the academy and ended up here.
私たちが勉強するのって意味ないのかな。学校に行く必要なんかないのかな。実はね、今日学校で話せなかったんだけど、うちの学校もうすぐ廃校になるかもしれないの。
I see.
全然驚かないんだね。
Sorry to disappoint, but if anything, I'm surprised that the place still exists. It's half submerged and has a grand total of 5 students and 0 teachers. It hardly even meets the definition of the word school.
生徒はもっといるの。みんな意味ないからって来ないだけで。無理もないよね。先生が本土に帰っちゃって一人もいないし、 のままじゃ本当に学校がなくなっちゃう。
What am I supposed to do about that, though? I'm a guy who just ran away from one educational establishment. Why would I care about another? These pancakes are great. Did you make them?
そうだよ。おいしいって言われちゃった。確かにもんがもんがなかなかの腕前です。
Hey, stop eating those. It's a waste of good food. Are you even able to taste them?
わかります。味見できるよう味覚センサーも搭載です。高性能ですから。
I wish she was high performance enough to actually make something worth tasting. A robot with taste testing capabilities, but no skill at actually cooking. Can you imagine anything more useless?
その卵焼きね。塩かお砂糖か迷ったんだ。夏くん、甘いのとしょっぱいのどっちが好きだろうって。私は夏くん男の子だし、きっとしょっぱいのが好きだって言ったんだけど、お母さんがね、夏くんああ見えて甘えん坊さんだからきっと甘い方が好きだって。お母さんの言う通りだったね。
I'm not sure where her mother got that impression, given that I've only met her a few times. Well, I guess they are pretty tasty.
やったね。もんがもんが、みんなもしやおバカさんですか？あれ？なんで急に？私の高性能 AI が分析したところ、夏希さんは話題をそらしています。そうだった。
Damn it, you piece of... I can understand Minamo's frustration, but there's nothing I can do about the school. Carrying on the conversation would be just an annoyance. Minamo's face is etched with sadness. I'm sorry, I was joking.
卵焼き、本当は美味しくなかった？
That's what she's upset about? No, that was true. Say thanks to your mom for me.
本当？わかった。言っておくね。難しいから今日はやらなかったんだけど、お出汁を入れるやり方もあってね。もぐもぐ。
Atari gives me a pitying look.
もう、夏くん。
That one's on you. There's no point in a bunch of minors discussing the school closing, is there? That's something adults are going to decide.
そうなんだけど。
They're the ones who want to shut down the school in the first place. Even if some kids turn up saying, please keep it open, they're not going to listen. You can plainly see from the fact that we don't have electricity that the powers that be have already given up on the place. I look out of the window towards the town, lying silent beneath the darkened skies. Even as the evening draws in, not a single light is visible. When the seas rose, this area was cut off from the mainland. The rising water caused flooding and landslides, and all of the electricity pylons carrying power to the town collapsed as a result. It's been in the dark since. The government has given up on the low-lying areas that are soon to be completely swallowed up, and simply recommend that everyone moves inland. What's the problem if the school shuts down?
よその地区の学校に転校になると思う。でも多分下の子らは学校に通えなくなるかな。家の事情とかあるし、私もうちからじゃ通えないから多分。
And there aren't any other schools around here? She silently shakes her head.
小学校も中学校ももう一つあった高校も全部沈んじゃった。
In that case, if they wanted to study somewhere else, they'd have to move. That's easier said than done these days when there's so little land to live on.
りゅうちゃんもね、それであんなにイラついてるんだ。りゅうちゃんは町の子供たちのリーダーだから。
Really? He was saying an awful lot about how pointless studying is. He did still come to school, though, I suppose, even if he did just sleep all day. I feel the same way as he does. If you're going to study, there's no point in doing it half-assed.
そんなことないよ。だって夏くん言ってたよね。たくさん勉強して地球を救うんだって。
That was a long time ago. I'm surprised you remember that. I first met Minamo when I came to live with my grandmother. That was quite some time ago.
覚えてるよ。そう言って夏くんどこかにいなくなっちゃったんだもん。だから私も頑張って勉強しようって。
In the end, it's all been pointless though, right? We can't stop the school closing. Kids like us can't do anything about adult decisions. That's the simple fact of the matter.
そんな。
Stop your whining. If you really want to study, I might be able to help you.
本
We're going to try a science experiment tomorrow, so be ready.
当？やっぱり夏くんだ。
Jeez, why are you crying?
先生いなくなっちゃってからずっと一人で悩んでてすごく辛かったの。そしたら夏くん帰ってきてくれてきっとどうにかしてくれるって。
Keep in mind, I'm not saying that I can solve all your problems. I can just teach everyone a few things.
それでいい。よかったですね、みなも。よかったよ、アトリちゃん。よしよし。
Atari pats the bawling Minamo on the head. It is, I must admit, a very cute sight. Satisfied, I turned my attention back to my food. Huh? Hey, you ate my pancakes!
お話に夢中だったのでてっきりもうお腹いっぱいなんだと。
Food doesn't even do anything for you. You should at least let me eat my fill first.
意味はあります。おいしいイコール喜びですから。
First, you wreck my room, then you eat my dinner.
明日にはきっと改善されます。私には学習機能が備わっていますので。何せ高性能ですから。
You keep saying that, but your brain just doesn't seem like a heap of scrap to me.
またこれで警告4度目です。4つ溜まるとパンチしていいんですよ。ロボット愛護法第2条第5項。ロボット差別を繰り返す者には鉄拳制裁してもよい。
That can't be a real law. Shouldn't the 3 laws of robotics stop you from harming a human?
できます。私戦闘ロボなので。
Okay, then just try it. Do your worst, Toaster.
私が本気を出すと殺傷してしまう恐れがあるのでやめておきます。命拾いしましたね、なつきさん。
Get in the sea, now. Watching the two of us argue, Minamo stops crying. Instead, she laughs.
なつくん、昔に戻ったみたい。帰ってきてからずっと元気なかったもん。と、アトリちゃんのおかげだね。よくわかりませんが、人に尽くすのがロボットの喜び。なつきさんのために慣れているなら幸せです。
Minamo leans in to whisper something into Atari's ear.
気難しいけどいい人だからよろしくね、アトリちゃん。任されました。大船に乗った気分でどうぞ。
More like I can sense a storm coming.
それじゃあそろそろ帰るね。遅くなるとお母さん心配するから。
I'll walk you back, seeing as it's already dark out.
平気だよ。街に悪い人なんていないし。
This place has always had a reputation for being safe and peaceful. In part, that's due to the fact that everyone knows each other. It's difficult for outsiders to come here without raising suspicion.
そうそう、頼も
Minimo pulls a bundle of folded cloth out of her bag.
ちゃんとアトリちゃんに似合いそうなやつ持ってきたから。
Thanks. Hey, you're a big help.
じゃあまた明日学校でね。
She rushes off, looking significantly happier than she was when she arrived.
夏くんが町に帰ってきてくれてよかった。アトリちゃんとも仲良しになってたし。
There comes a rustle from nearby.
なんだ猫か。
危なかった。坊や、遺産を独り占めしようだなんて許さないわよ。
どうされました、夏希さん。
No, it's nothing. I just thought I heard someone outside.
私の高感度センサー付きロボットアイには何も映っていません。
Must have been a passing fisherman or something. About the only people who would ever come around here are me and the people who need a quiet place to fish. Anyway, take your clothes off.
わかりました。夏希さんがお望みでしたら、私も覚悟を決めますね。
Idiot, I didn't mean anything dirty by that. Look! I opened the package Minimo brought me. It is, as I told her, something absolutely essential that I'm going to need if Atari is going to be living with me. That's why I sent her out after school to fetch me some pajamas for her.
そういう下着がお好みなのですね。学習しました。
Huh? I take another look at the piece of cloth I've just unfolded. Yep, those are panties. Just what did Minimo think when I said something essential?
とりあえず履いてみようと思います。
Atari strips off her dress and puts the present from Minimi over her existing panties.
どうでしょう。
Huh? Oh, they actually do suit you. They're a pair of puffy, almost pumpkin-shaped drawers. They couldn't fit Atari any better. They're a little different from what I was expecting, but I think Minimo's done a good job, all said and done.
明日学校でお礼を言わないとですね。
Yeah. It seems like she likes them too.
夏希さん、今日はどうやって寝ますか？今夜も足の役目を果たしましょうか？
No, I'm fine. There's a little wind tonight, so I should be okay.
そうですか。
She looks disappointed. I guess she was hyped up on pumpkin power.
すぐそばに控えていますから、もし必要になったら一声かけてくださいね。
She makes an odd gesture, knitting her fingers together below her belly and swaying side to side. And there the night ends. Damn it, I did it again.
シュッピー。シュッピー。
I gently unwrap a happily snoozing Atari's arm from around mine.
夏希さん、おはようございます。昨晩も激しかったですね。
Please don't say anything. Please don't say it like that.
だって強引に私をベッドに引っ張り込んであんなに激しく抱きしめたじゃないですか。
I have no retort to that. It is admittedly true. I didn't feel the phantom pain last night. But when the radio started to cut out, I got uneasy and I pulled Atari into bed.
どうして落ち込んでいるんですか？
That's nothing. Come on, get your clothes on and get ready for school.
やったー！学校だー！
She snaps awake instantly. With a pang of regret in my chest, I begrudgingly start to get ready.
じ
Atari stares at me as I put on my prosthetic leg.
そんな足の代わりにしかならない低機能なものをまだ使う気なんですね。
That's exactly what I need it for.
ふう
What's with that look?
いえ、ボロボロになるまで使い込まれてて、ちょっと羨ましいだけです。
First she's angry at it, then she's envious. It's like she really does think of herself as a leg. It might sound strange to say that about a girl who would appear to any random onlooker a completely normal human being, but for a robot, these are definitely valid feelings. A robot's feelings. As AI developed, robots became capable of expressing many emotions. Some even say that humanoids like Atari actually developed the ability to process and feel emotions just like humans after living together with us for so long. But that's an assertion that I'm more than a little skeptical of. Those emotions are simply a result of AI logging and learning to replicate human expressions and behavioral patterns that they've witnessed. Robots lack one thing that could make these emotions real: consciousness. If you can even really call the reactions of an unconscious, unfeeling being emotions.
じ
Atari glares at my leg like a cat that's found something it doesn't quite understand.
はい。棒と関節を組み合わせただけのものに負けるのはロボットの保険に関わります。私の方が高性能なことを示さねば。夏希さん、私も何かお手伝いします。
No, I'm fine, I reply flatly. The room is still littered with the detritus left over from last night's travesty.
じゃあ、朝ごはんを用意します。
No thanks, I'd rather eat my last remaining leg.
嫌われたものですね。これも戦闘ロボの宿命。
You're not a killing machine, you're a glorified toaster, but less good at making toast.
ポンコツのそしり、甘んじて受けましょう。そうです。私は戦うことしか能のないポンコツです。
She's really set on this combat robot excuse, isn't she? I ignore her and strap on my prosthetic. She doesn't really have the capacity to feel, does she? Sometimes I start to doubt myself around this girl. When something becomes an accepted truth in academia, it can be difficult to convince anyone that any evidence to the contrary is valid. It's not like I took anything more than the first awkward steps into that world, though. That kind of thing has nothing to do with me anymore. Whatever specialist knowledge I gained there, it's nothing but useless trivia out in the sticks.
やることがないので、カレン つけたいのです。
Okay. A robot's actions and any associated feedback are usually recorded in a log. They're useful for troubleshooting in the case of a breakdown or when a robot's undergoing maintenance. Humanoids record these logs by outputting them to an external source. Basically, they write them down. As humanoid brains are based on the same neuron structure as actual human brains, they're not capable of outputting directly into a digital format like your average computer. So it's necessary to record everything on paper. It's not like it matters much. The company that made ATRI is long gone. It's likely her programming demands it, though, so if she doesn't regularly output, she'll get uneasy. We'll buy some on the way to school.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Before class, we stop by the market district. There are some things I need for today's lessons, as well as ATARI's log.
たくさんあります。どれがいいかな。
Pick whichever one you like. Get yourself one that's for class, too, while you're at it. I hand her a few coins.
も
Come on, don't waste too much time picking. We'll be late.
も
No reply. This could take a while. I'll go and grab what I need while she's pondering over paper. I think I'll be able to find what I need at the junk shop from before. Suddenly, I feel a tug on my arm. Huh? A hand grabs me, pulling me into a dimly lit back street. Eh? Pinned against the wall, I see a familiar face, inches from mine.
は
Catherine?
ーい。おっと、動くんじゃないわよ。痛い目には会いたくないでしょ。
Pressed into my chest, glinting in the light, is a knife.
ここにブスリって刺さったら死んじゃうかも。
Well, what are you doing?
それはこっちのセリフよ、坊や。あれをどうする気だったのかしら。
Does she think I'm planning to sell ATARI and take all the money for myself? If that's the case, I should clear up the misunderstanding. Not that the truth will go down well either. Even if I'm not planning to sell ATARI, it's true that I'm keeping her all to myself, even if that's probably not how ATARI sees it. Catherine brings the knife up to my throat.
かわいい顔して油断できないガキね。優しくしてあげたら付き上がってくれちゃって。
Hey now, I just didn't know how to contact you.
あの子の前で宣言しなさい。マスターの権限を私に譲ると。命令すれば従うはずよ。それとも痛い目見る？
The tip of the knife digs into my skin. I'm sure this has to be a bluff, but faced with the amount of money the junk shop owner promised us, anyone could go a little crazy.
夏希さん、どうなさったんですか？
Atari peers around the corner. She must have noticed me disappear. Atari, don't come over here. Run!
もしかして私、お邪魔ですかね？
ちょうどいいわ。こっちへ来なさい。
Don't. Atari doesn't move. She doesn't try to help me either. That would involve potentially harming a human. Of the three laws of robotics, the first, that a robot should never harm a human, has always been treated as a particularly important. If a robot was to hurt a human, that would cause a scandal. It could spell disaster not just for the manufacturer, but the entire market. When robots were big business, safety was paramount. Although Atari might be able to put herself in danger and even take a blow from me, she wouldn't be able to fight back against Catherine. It'd be better for me to have her run and get help. No, I'll be full of holes by the time she gets back. This could well be a bluff. Catherine wouldn't gain anything from stabbing me, but I can't be entirely sure of that. I could try to escape, but there's no chance of me outrunning her on this leg.
坊や、早くしなさい。
Agitated, she presses me against the wall, the knife's tip pointing ominously between my eyes. I raise my arm instinctively, and the blade grazes my arm. I feel a trickle of red on my skin.
ロケットパンチ！
Huh? Catherine limp body goes sprawling all the way back onto the main street, propelled by the enormous force of ATRI's two-handed, almost tackle-like attack. Clutching her stomach, she turns her head back towards us with her eyes facing in different directions. ATRI stands over her handiwork for a moment with her hands on her hips before trotting over to me.
大丈夫ですか、夏希さん。
Yeah, she grazed me with a knife, but it's just a flesh wound.
血が出ています。手当てしないと。
Listen, I'm fine. There's a decent amount of blood, but the wound itself isn't deep. A crowd of rubberneckers starts to form around us. ATRI glares at Catherine.
私の必殺技の威力はどうですか？これでも手加減した方ですよ。本気を出せばこうです。
She picks up the knife.
ぬぬぬ。
Holding it lightly between her fingers, the blade starts to bend like rubber. The assembled crowd oohs appreciatively. ATRI tosses the mangled blade on the ground in front of Catherine. With a whimper, she grabs it and springs to her feet.
覚えてなさいよ、あんたたち。
Fighting through the laughing horde, she runs off.
ふんす。夏希さんを害する存在は追い払いました。偉かったですか？褒めてください。
Right. She leans in and, still dumbstruck, I instinctively reach out to pat her head. Her hair is so soft and delicate in my fingers.
ちゃんと役に立つでしょ？
ATRI, you... Nothing. She harmed a human. No normal robot could do that. She did say she was a military robot. That was a lie, though. She admitted it herself. According to her serial number, she's a completely normal consumer market model. Assuming that's not some kind of camouflage? Everything I know about robots is just what I've read in books. Maybe, depending on the type, there are some humanoids that are able to attack others to prevent their masters coming to harm.
夏希さんに褒められた。あ、これは喜んでいいことですよね。
Yeah, I suppose so. ATRI grins up at me.
そうだ、手当てしないと。あ、薬局です。
She grabs me by the hand and leads me through to market.
あ、ヒットマンだ。
First thing Ridika does when I walk into the classroom is point at me. Someone should teach this little shit some manners.
夏希さんの敵ですか？やるか、子分。望むところです。
Stop it, ATRI. No killing kids. Not today, at least.
わかりました、やめます。命拾いしましたね、子供。子分のくせに生意気だ。
The two of them square up to each other like children play fighting. But if ATRI tried what she did to Catherine, to Ridika, she'd... I shouldn't think about it.
あ、夏くん、おはよう。アトリちゃんもおはよう。おはようございます、みんなも。昨日は素敵なパンツをありがとうございました。夏希さんもお気に入りのようでした。夏くんが？
Shut up, Toaster. Morning, Minwo.
今日も来てくれた。ダメだ、みなもちゃん。こいつに近づいちゃ。こいつはみなもちゃんに告白する気なんだ。夏くんが？もうそんなわけないじゃない。みなもちゃんは私が守る。バカなこと言ってないで教室に入りなさい。ホームルーム始めるわよ。
The lineup in the classroom is exactly the same as yesterday. Just us, the little kid, and Ryuji. The latter isn't asleep today. He is gazing languidly out of the window. He glances over for just a moment before going back to his seemingly more important matters. Well, no surprise there.
今日は授 業の前に学級会をします。テーマは廃校問題について。みんなもう知ってると思うけど、うちの学校はこのままだと廃校になってしまいます。理由は生徒が少なくて新しい先生が来てくれないからです。みんな
ばっか言ってっけど、自分はなんかねえのかよ。
Me? How about you try to giving it a think? I only arrived here yesterday. And then only because Atari twisted my arm.
俺は勉強なんかやったって意味ないって言ってんだよ。学校なんださっさとなくなっちまえ。
And yet here you are, staring out of the window. I'm not quite sure I get this guy.
アトリちゃんは何かない？この宇宙に永遠に続くものなんてありません。だから終わることを嘆いても意味なんてありません。終わりまでの間をどのように過ごすかが大事なんじゃないかと思います。終わりまでの間をどう過ごすか。
Minro seemed thrown off by Atari's unexpectedly sagacious answer.
ですから早く授業をやりましょう。私勉強がしたいです。そうだね。そうしよっか。
There's no point in wrestling with a problem that has no solution after all. Class meeting ends as suddenly as it started. Minro rings the
じゃ
handbell.
あ休み時間にします。10分したら授業を始めるからね。遊びに行こう。
The little kids hurriedly scurry out of the classroom. Where do they actually go to play? The whole place is underwater.
あーかったるい。
Yuji groans with the theatrical loudness and flops out onto the desk, asleep.
はーい、授業を始めるわよ。遅刻した子は掃除当番だよ。
Minmo sticks her hand out of the door and rings the bell, and the children scramble back into the classroom.
セーフ。
セーフ。待って。
Ryutika comes flying through the doorway.
みなもちゃん、セーフだよね。ギリギリセーフ。さ、早く席について。セーフだった。危なかったわ。
I get the feeling she was saved by the Minmo bell there.
では、今日は理科の授業です。特別講師の先生をお呼びしています。特別講師？誰だ？ナツくんです。お前か。
Don't look so disappointed. It hurts. I walk up to the front of the class, dragging Atari with
で
me.
はよろしくお願いします先生。
So, yesterday, a certain someone said something that caught my interest. What's the point of studying if you're not going to university? I'm going to show you why that's wrong. I lay out the ingredients I bought at the market on the teacher's table.
豆球だ。赤とか青のコードもある。わかった。爆弾を作るんだな。
What kind of school do you think this is? A terrorist training camp? There's a light bulb, some wires, and a motor. Today, we're going to use these. I start to draw something out on the blackboard to make electricity. In other words, a generator.
発電機？そんなの作れるの？
Well, we don't have electricity in this town, do we? But if we learn how, we can make it ourselves. A basic generator is simple. We're just going to use some principles that you'll find in any textbook.
へえ。
So, let's do a little experiment.
理科の実験だって。
難しそう。
First, I'll need you guys to assemble some parts. What we've got here won't be enough for a generator. I want you to split up and find everything we need. I start to sketch out the parts we're looking for on the board. Although they're all simple parts, it would be hard to guess exactly what we're going to do with them. You should be able to find them around the school. Okay, get searching.
何それ？宝探しみたいだ。面白そう。
行こうぜ。
待ってよ。
The three young ones rush out of the door.
私たちも行きましょう。負けてはいられません。ロボットの保険が。
Okay, okay, stop pulling me.
なんだか楽しそう。
The three of us head downstairs. It's pretty amazing, really. You wouldn't think this place could still be a school. The second floor is inundated with water running through the corridors like rivers.
お魚。
Little fish swim through the gaps between Atari's bare feet, her loafers safely left on the stairs.
満ち潮になると海水が流れ込んでくるの。初等部の子らの遊び場だね。危ないからダメって言ってるんだけど。
Ah, so this is where they ran off to during the last break. Seems like we've got more classroom than we could ever need, though.
昔は校舎いっぱいになるくらい生徒がいたんだって。
That would have been quite some time ago, before the Great Sea Rise, before Atari was even constructed. Compared to the peak of humanity's population, schools everywhere have dramatically fewer students now.
あっち見に行こ
The children go splashing ahead of us through the
う。
water.
ほら、廊下は走っちゃダメでしょ。転ぶわよ。セーブは大事です。
Okay, why don't we stop it there? This is Audapostrophe. You've been watching Atari, my Sweet Memories on PC.
タイトルに戻っちゃっていいですか？
Yeah, sure, great. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the...
My Dear Moments。
Oh, my dear ones. I will see you at the next stream.